everybody, this is Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and it's Thursday, which means it's time for another lifted episode. Jen and I decided to lift Kelly English. I believe this is our second episode lifting something from Kelly, so we really like her style. And it is based off of the layout she did called National Donut Day. She did it a little while ago, but we were on a 2-week break from doing our lifted episode, so it was recent when we did it, but now it's not. So I decided to take inspiration from the way she had created her design with a big, it's kind of like an L, except all of her main like titling and embellishments and stuff are kind of in the middle. So that's what I took my inspiration from. You saw at the beginning up close, I showed you the stitching I did. I used the background paper as a basic gray highline, which has all the really cool bright colors in it and all that. I then stitched 3 times with 3 different colors that I found within that piece of pattern paper, and used a really soft teal, almost to the green teal, for the rest of my background paper. I then find a tiny sliver, well, it's not tiny, I find some Maggie Holmes pattern paper in teal as well in a diagonal stripe, and I use that. It's for all of my journaling. And then I use, I matte that with some, it's almost like a fuchsia. It's so bright. And normally it's not a color I would use, but it is in the background paper, so I decided to use it this time as a matte for my journaling. You're going to see me figure out how I want to do my photos, and I really like the way I do it. I just kind of layer them all on top of each other. And this layout is all about me with being pregnant with Jackson, and the journaling basically will talk about how I really enjoyed being pregnant. I was very, very lucky and didn't have a lot of morning sickness. I did have gestational diabetes I had to deal with. That kind of sucked. And I was hospitalized once because of food poisoning. But other than that, I had a really, really smooth pregnancy. So I just wanted to talk about that. And I titled this My Bump, My Lovely Baby Bump. And I chose to do that because I'm also on Victoria Marie Facebook group, and they always post lots of challenges. There's a challenge on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and one of the challenges at the beginning of July was to use a song as your inspiration. So I did that, and obviously the words are different than the actual song title, but I still went and used that to play off of. So I really like that idea. You also see that I use some overlays on each one of my photos. I have a huge stack of overlays, like an inch thick of overlays. I love them. And so but I do want to use them. So I picked one out for each one of my photos that helped highlight without covering too much up. I also use a few rub-ons. I was a little afraid they weren't going to actually work because I've had some bad experiences, but these ones came out just fine, which I really enjoyed. And my last bit of embellishment, you see I took that really pretty flower off of the banner and I placed that at the bottom. And that's kind of my one and only embellishment, really. I do add a little bit of my favorite gold foil washi, just for a little bit of gold, because the one of the overlays that says lovely has gold on it. And my last step for this layout is to spray my, I have Distressed Ink by Tim Holtz, the Cracked Pistachio, and I also have a Heidi Swap, the Color Shine, Heidi Shine as Adele calls it. I love that. So those are the 2 that I use, and I believe that's it. I did a lot of journaling on this layout, which I really like. I really love my layouts when there's tons of journaling. I find they tend to be my favorite. So between that and the title that I really love, I was really pleased with the way that this layout turned out. So please go and check out Jen's take on this layout, and we will be back again next week with another lifted episode. Thanks everyone. Bye.